What's up guys, Americana back with another video. If you're confused about gold selling off, you are going to be late to the party time and time again. In this video, we'll talk about the real reason that gold is selling off and how you can get early to the next big mover. So let's go ahead and dive in. My gold people, I'm sorry, you've been getting clowned on a little bit, but I tried to warn you guys. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you that when we get to these higher fib extensions, 4.618, 4.236, it's not a time to mess around. And my crypto people who are watching these videos, please pay attention to what you're seeing come out of gold because these sell-offs happen quick when you get to these overextended fib levels. Now, gold people, if you're watching this video, do not listen to the people saying that this is some sort of local bottom. Gold is going to continue on from here because honestly, it is not likely. I covered it in videos last week. Pretty terrible on the higher time frames. Again, coming out of hitting these overextended fib levels, which is a relatively easy call every single time. You can look at the 3-day, nearly printing a red candle here. It's actually a tiny green candle you can barely see on there. Daily time frame as well, having rolled over. I have this level marked out in here, this little trend line. I can see my momentum indicator losing this uptrend on these daily closes in here. So really just go ahead and put that behind y'all. I'm not here to even argue that in this video. I've just seen some interesting things on Twitter that I wanted to talk about and just be like, hey guys, like this is the reality of the situation. Because I see a lot of people saying things like, oh, gold is just going to find a local bottom, or it's selling off because of this, or it's selling off because of this reason. People are selling their gold to because they're not able to sell their oil like these Saudi countries. Like none of this stuff is true. Gold is selling off because it's overextended. It's been running for 2 years now. It's been oversold on the weekly time frame since February of 2024. So over 2 years now. If you haven't been happy with the move that's come in since February of 2024, then you were either late to the party or you're greedy. I did mention it in a video last week, targeting 3,500 or 3,700 area minimum on gold before we talk about any sort of bounce coming in. Then we will check out and reassess our different time frames at that time. All right, let's go ahead and head over to Twitter. I was going to type in conversations, trying to find some conversations on gold, but this has been a common theme on Twitter over the last week, 2 weeks, that people talking about gold has been trending. So I will simply come over here and click the news. But as you can see, sentiment, the kind of memes and things that you start seeing when sentiment starts turning over, headline after headline about how much gold and silver are down. Let me see if I can find some confusion. We have a feature from our goat on this channel. Unblock me, goat. Please unblock me. All right, so here's a decent example. 23K views on this comment, 334 retweets. Again, this is a comment on here. But gold erased almost all of its gains. Everyone's confused. When oil spikes violently, market makers, blah, 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 have to add margin. They can sell gold in minutes because it's the most liquid. This is kind of the overarching thesis. People, the same kind of line of thinking about there's this energy crisis and margins are getting increased on other things and blah, blah, blah. Really, like I've said and like I've been showing, gold reached a speculative top. It's like there's not any other way to put it. Went on a massive rally. It built a giant parabola. It got too crowded to the point where retail was piling over each other to buy. And now it's going to go in for a top. Whether you like it or not, whether you justify it by whatever narrative you choose to justify it by, it's forming a top. And you guys need to take a good screenshot of this chart in your mind because it's only going to take getting burned by something like this one time for it to be permanently burned or etched into your brain at that point. Again, I wish I could have covered a little bit better examples. I'm not super into that for this channel. This isn't a reaction channel, right? I don't want to have other people's content up here. I want to have my ideas. But I did think it is kind of important to kind of reflect some of the overall sentiment as of late. Okay. Now, people are talking about gold's going to make them rich, gold's going to do this, gold's going to do whatever, while they're fading, and this is what I'm saying, they're going to be extremely late to the party. They're fading charts like this. Okay. If we pull up Bitcoin, it's 5-day time frame. Okay. Pretty damn good read, in my opinion, on where we are at. Right. I'm looking at these signals down here. Read right there. Boom. Boom. Right. Pretty good read on where we're at. Actually, one of the lowest reads of all time as well. All right. So my confusion comes into play here when we look at charts like gold and we compare the two, okay? So we have people chasing this, saying that this is going to make you rich and this is going to continue on from here, while we have charts currently, i.e., Bitcoin, that look like they're in some area like this, or even some area like this, okay? Now, very simply, what's the number one rule in investing? Buy low, sell high. So you're either going to be early somewhere else, or early somewhere, or late. And it's just my opinion. The types of conversations being had, the level of cope being exhumed from the gold bugs as of late is, kind of the cycle ending type of stuff that you see, especially at these upward fib levels. I'm not just saying that either because I have a short on gold from right here. I'm not just saying that either, but it's just kind of a fact of the matter in my opinion. Anyways, I think we got across everything we wanted to in this video. If you guys have questions on anything you saw in this video or any of my other videos, please make sure you ask me in the comments. I also have a free Discord if you guys want to reach out to me in there. Have a free newsletter as well, I'm trying to get people signed up for. I will be dropping the first issue of the free weekly newsletter once I reach 100 subscribers on that. So do make sure you guys sign up, share it with a friend even, anything you can do to help spread the news, spread the good word, the gospel of Americana crypto. Anyways, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.